Well, they say that your home is your castle, but for some people, it's a very viable business opportunity. But is there still money in property, and what do you need to know? Thankfully, we have the expert. We have Darrell Smith from Landsmiths in the studio. Welcome to the studio.
Monique.
So good to have you here. Great to have you here. So first of all, Landsmiths, tell me about your business.
We're a general landscaping company. We've been well established, been around a number of years now, and we cover all sorts, top to bottom in landscaping.
I love it. Question for you though. I know one of the things I've learned from being on camera with you before, we've done some interviews, I learned from you that the more a client waves their arms around, the bigger the bill. Tell me about this, because is there still money in outdoor transformation?
Part of home ownership is investing in your property. You're always spending, whether you're paying the lawnmower man, whether you're rebuilding your fence, whether you're putting up a carport, new driveway, you're always investing. So having a deeper understanding of what options might be available throughout all of those processes, you're investing, and the more you know, the more you're going to be ahead.
So obviously we have had these legislation changes. Less people are buying investment properties so they can flip them because they literally can't, or the taxes are too much. So I've noticed there are different people going to auctions. There are people who are looking at investment properties, but they're looking at a long-term game. And some people are telling me that investing money into reconfiguring the outdoor area is part of that plan. What are the key things people should be considering if they're looking at redeveloping their outsides to increase the value of their property?
Well, Monique, you may well have heard me use this one before too, and it's not actually about more for your buck, it's actually about better for your buck. Yeah. So, and there's a whole range of products, there's a whole range of things you can do throughout any sort of reno that you're doing outside, makeover. There's so many options, it's such a big subject, really.
What about swimming pools? Do they still have value? Are people still looking for properties with swimming pools, or are they adding them in?
Big percentage of what we do are swimming pool gardens. That's something we've really specialised in. And the options these days are typically more vast than they ever used to be. The type of pools, why you might choose this one over that one, building regulations that have eased in some, in some areas. So yes, people are definitely still investing in swimming pools, spa pools, swim spas. For sure.
So from business owner to business owner, let's talk about business. What for you has been some of the biggest challenges as a business owner, as an entrepreneur that you've experienced in your journey?
Anybody that's successful in business typically works hard. You work a lot of hours. I know you're meant to work smarter and all the rest of that, but you have to be a bit older and be a little bit wiser before you learn those tricks, yes? So isolation for me was a big thing where you don't have the time, the resources, or the connections to know all the other things these days you need to know, whether it be legislation, whether it be the right person to use to do this sort of piece of artwork or this piece of sort of promotion, isolation, reaching out to the right people.
So what have you done to overcome that? Have you focused on building your networks, or what have you specifically done?
In the early days, I did do that. I joined networking groups, and I have to admit I enjoyed, that,
chatting with people.
Yeah, that whole thing. But over recent years, I've run into Catherine from The Engine.
Oh, right. Yes. We love Catherine.
Yeah, we do love Catherine. And she has been an immense help to me, whether it's been in an emergency situation, I need some advice on this. She's always been there at the end of the line, or long-term planning or plotting.
Plotting, I like that. So for you, it's not just about spreading yourself wide with networking as such, but it's more about strategic partnerships. Would that be fair?
Strategic partnerships these days, I think, are immensely important. I guess I've got the advantage. I've been around long enough now. I know lots of people. If I need an answer, I've got a phone number and a contact. I have lots of clients so I can reach out to lots of people, but definitely having those specific companies that I can refer or lean on and know that my client is going to get well looked after and they're going to get the answers they want is really, really important to me.
I love that. Now, I know one of the key things that I've learned from you is the power of your incredible visionary mind. So you're quite the innovator. I know, there you go.
My God.
I've seen you in action and to see the way that you can look at a backyard and you can basically plot out in your head how that concept is going to look. How important is that visualization and that innovation for you in your journey of working with a client?
Look, I think it's an immensely important. Now I've got to the point where I almost have like mole vision now, right? Serious, right? I can kind of almost look under the ground. You might go, well, what the hell has that got to do with anything? But the truth is, a lot of what you've got to do is got to start under the ground with your foundations, or it's a very costly part of the project, the excavations,
right,
removal off-site and all those things. So being able to kind of have an intimate connection with the whole picture of your backyard, whether it's the ground, it's the fencing, it's the levels, it's the air, electricity supplies, drainage situations, and a good in-depth, of course, after a good in-depth conversation with the clients of how they want to use and live in the space. That makes it all, for me, now come together quite easily.
I love that. So really it's the complete package for you. It's being able to listen and understand what the client needs, and then how you're going to articulate that and what that vision's going to look like. That's kind of your process, right?
Yes, along with material selections, colour palettes, planting themes. You know, it's really quite involved now.
I was just going to say.
It's a modern garden, right? We all want a lot.
That's right. And I was going to say, it sounds very complex. I'm glad you're the expert.
Yeah.
Now, finally, because the show is about entrepreneurship and business, if you could speak out to other business owners and share a piece of wisdom or some tips and tricks that you've learnt on your own vast entrepreneurial journey, what's that piece of wisdom you would share? I know it's a good question, right? It's your Oprah moment, Darrell.
It's good questions for it, but that's a fair enough question, and I'm happy enough to share that, and it's pretty clear to me, really, and it's just exactly what we've been speaking about, Monique, and that is the whole reaching out process. Find somebody who knows the stuff that you don't know. The only hard bit is you don't know what you don't know.
True.
Right? So the way I approached it was, I kind of worked from the inside out, and I found somebody that I felt I could connect with, somebody that I believed had similar values to me. And with Catherine from The Engine, for me personally, that has worked a treat.
Oh, I love it, Darrell. Thank you so much. Unsolicited promotion there for Catherine as well. But we agree, she's done some great work, as have you. Darrell, thank you so much. And if you want to reach out to Darrell and learn how he can help you transform your backyard and increase the value of your property, make sure you do. Here's a link to the website. Here's his details. Take a look there. And reach out, start the conversation. Darrell, thank you so much for joining me today. An absolute pleasure.
Monique, thank you.